Let's give you a look at the news conference now in progress. This is Veronica Brezeño, Director of Austin's Economic Development Department. Let's listen in.
Homeowners and resources for renters, including resources to avoid mortgage foreclosure and assistance to pay for paying rent. The Economic Development Department is offering services for businesses who may find themselves struggling in the coming weeks. This includes support to ensure that your business can weather the impact of COVID-19 crisis through free business coaching, emergency planning resources, a family business loan program. Business with specific questions about the new orders are asked to call Austin 311. We are also working diligently to ensure that we identify additional resources for our local businesses. Workforce services is a top consideration for employees and families during this time of transition. The Texas Workforce Commission is where people can apply for unemployment benefits. They also have helpful tutorial guides for individuals through this process. Our local agency, Texas Workforce Solutions, is also providing resources as we move through these next steps. Visit www.austintexas.gov/COVID-19 for the most recent updates and resources. Know that we hear your concerns, and we will face these challenging circumstances with your safety and well-being at the forefront of everything we do. Together, we will ensure that Austin remains prosperous while promoting an equitable economy for all.
All right. Veronica, actually, it's a question for you. Carlos Garcia this afternoon. Is there any anxiety at all about these resources that you kind of just listed off, that those resources are going to run out, or how long are they going to last?
Our intention is to have a healthy Austin economy. So we intend to provide these resources and look for additional resources as long as that is necessary to attain that. The current resources that we have on board, the resources that I specifically mentioned, we're already providing, and our staff is fully staffed and continuing to provide these resources.
And Chris, this question's for you. I want to learn more about the coordination between local, state, and federal authorities. What does that communication look like, and how do you anticipate it changing, I guess, over time?
Yes, sure, Carlos. Really appreciate that question. It is constant. We are, fortunately, our mayor and our city administrator is on the line constantly with other counterparts in large cities. So we are certainly learning those lessons. The federal government, state government, our intergovernmental affairs office is making sure that we're leveraging all resources that are available to us from the federal government and through the state government. So again, really appreciate that question.
We understand that there's a rescue package being floated at the federal level. Is there any intention from the city of Austin and Travis County to secure any of those dollars from here?
Absolutely. So we are looking for all of the help we can get, and so the federal government's discussion right now about a relief package certainly comes as great news to us, and as that funding becomes available, we will certainly be prepared to leverage it.
You know, a lot of folks have rent coming up in a couple of weeks, and there's a lot of anxiety about whether or not they're going to be able to afford that, especially those Austinites with modest income. Maybe this is a question for Veronica, but things that you might say to people who might be a little anxious about that April 1st rent due.
Absolutely. I really appreciate that question, and know that many of our residents are really struggling now to understand what is next. Fortunately, I want to direct our residents and those viewers to our website. There is a host of information about utilities, about the fact that there are going to be no evictions and those have been suspended. Austin Energy, Austin Water have also suspended any turnoffs associated with utilities. I just really want to refer residents to our website. We understand that residents have a lot of questions, and we want to be as consistent as possible in our making sure that they understand that we are doing everything we can for them. I want to turn it over to Veronica because I know she has a response as well.
I'd mentioned our housing department for the city of Austin also has resources. As we are in economic development, they're looking for resources regarding rental assistance. They already provide some, and they're looking to identify additional resources. So again, those will be listed out on our website that we've been referring to, but that's actively going on as well.
Any idea how many Austinites are starting to be affected by this, by these orders?
It's too early to tell at this point how many will be impacted, but we're actively watching that. We're ready to make sure that we're collecting the information so that we're aware. We want to understand the impact of the movement forward.
Excellent. Are there any other cities, and this is a nationwide crisis, that the city of Austin, Travis County is modeling its response after?
Appreciate that, and like I mentioned earlier, there are a number of, obviously this is a global phenomenon and one that where there's a lot to be learned from partner cities. Our mayor, our city manager, they are on the line constantly with their counterparts in other cities, learning lessons, and absolutely every call we have, every work group meeting that we have and have been having over the last few days have absolutely involved leveraging lessons learned from other cities. I appreciate that question. I just really want to just encourage residents and listeners to go to our website. We are leveraging our city facilities for those who want to know more about meals, want to know more about how they access childcare, want to know about other city services. Please go to our website. There's a great deal of information, and it's updated constantly.
I want to let Austinites know that the Economic Development Department, we are really looking to communicate with our creatives and with our local businesses. We're looking to educate, to provide information as it is available to us, and we're looking to seek resources. We want to make sure that folks are aware of the resources that we already have, and we're seeking additional resources that we can provide. Thank you.
And I would also like to add, for those who are uninsured or have any questions about their insurance status, but would like to be tested or would like to at least talk to a practitioner or professional, that we would want to refer them. I want to give a specific number for those who might be interested. The COVID-19 hotline, sponsored by Community Care, is 512-978-8775. Again, 512-978-8775. Thank you.
Will Dupree here in the KXAN Live studio. You've just heard from two different city officials with the city of Austin. It was Chris Shorter, who's an assistant city manager, and Veronica Brasino. She is a director of Austin's Economic Development Department. They were talking about the type of resources and support and help that are now available to people affected by the ongoing issues with the COVID-19 outbreak. Earlier today, Austin City Mayor issued an order that would effectively close all bars and restaurants. However, that means that there is no dine-in service, but dine-out or take-out, drive-through, or delivery services are still allowed at this time, so that's creating some issues, of course, for the service industry here in our community. And the city officials there that wanted to speak were talking about some of the resources that people affected by this particular order might be able to reach out to. We do have a full list of everything the city has sent out. It's on our website, kxan.com, and on the KXAN News app. You can find an article there as well. But these are the types of things that are highlighted that the city wants to provide. Utility services. So it's been announced that Austin Energy will not disconnect utility services at this time. The Travis County Justices of the Peace also have a standing order posted indicating that there will be no eviction settings held until after April 1st of this year. There's also eviction resources available to people that might need legal assistance or emergency grants to help with rent or utilities. There are also immediate housing needs that the Neighborhood Housing and Community Development Department are offering at this time. That includes assistance for paying rent, which is top of mind to a lot of people as the month comes to a close and certain businesses are closing at the moment, so that will be up top of mind. There's also food assistance, business resources, workforce services, and healthcare services. And they mentioned there at the end the community care COVID-19 hotline, and I'm going to reiterate that number too. It's 512-978-8775. That is the COVID-19 Community Care Hotline. You can call that to be able to find out information for anyone who might not have health insurance, to be able to find some details about potential testing and other medical information there. We also want to reiterate, again, earlier today, the mayor has sent out an order saying that all bars and restaurants are to be closed and there will be no dine-in services at this time, at least for another 6 weeks. In the meantime, though, drive-through, delivery, and takeout services will still be allowed. So there are some restaurants that will be able to accommodate business, but of course, that's not everybody. And the city is wanting to respond. At the same time as all of this is happening, there are discussions in Washington, and we're following some potential votes that might be happening today from the U.S. Senate regarding a financial aid package that would be able to help affected businesses and other families. And there are details swirling out there about what that might be, whether it's some sort of bailout fund for businesses that are really impacted by this, such as airlines and maybe tourism industries. There's also talk of direct payment to families here in America, and that is, of course, being nailed out, and a final vote has not been taken at this time. We will, of course, follow that all along as those information comes in to us, and a potential vote happens later today, but we will pass that along if possible. I also want to show you all some information that we've compiled as we're kind of taking all these details coming in, and it is an ever-changing situation that makes our jobs that much more stressful. We want to be accurate and factual with all of you so that you all have the most appropriate information at the time, but that's taking a lot because it's an avalanche of details and changes coming in constantly here, which makes it a little hard to track for us, but we're doing the best we can, so please stay with us. Take a look at this, though. These are the numbers that we have at the moment. There are at least 10 confirmed cases in Austin, Travis County of COVID-19. The governor said earlier today that there are 64 confirmed cases in Texas altogether. 1 confirmed death now, unfortunately, in Matagorda County. And then the governor also said earlier today that there have been more than 1,200 people tested for the virus here in our state. Now, those confirmed cases that we have, those 64, they span 19 counties, of course, including Travis, Hayes, and Bell, which is farther north of Travis County. We will keep updating those numbers because the governor and other officials have said those will only keep climbing as more testing becomes available and those results keep coming back. Once again, if you would like more details about these resources that the City of Austin is offering people affected by this COVID-19 pandemic, we have information on our website, kxan.com. It has a full list of resources that the city has sent out. We've included links to all of that, so you can find it there. It's also on the KXAN News app. If we do have any other press conferences or updates to share with from the city or other officials, perhaps somewhere in Washington if a vote happens from the Senate, we will pass that along and have that streaming for you on all of our streaming platforms, Facebook, KXAN.com, and the KXAN News app. Once again, I'm Will Dupree here in the KXAN Live studio. We do appreciate you all sticking around with us as we have dealt with this issue as well, trying to share the most information the best way we can, the most accurately we can as well. Thank you all again for watching. We'll see you back here at another time.